What's up, guys? On with today's video, we have a banger in stored. The most feared referee ever. Now, all of my reactions so far have been to players. So I think it's about time that we check on the referees. I want to do some about specific teams as well. And I saw this video and I thought this is super interesting because I feel like referees don't really get that much attention in the sport. I know in baseball, umpires, which is the referees for baseball, have a lot of attention because they're like really heavily criticized since they have a say in literally every single pitch of the game. But for football, I really don't know if it's the same kind of thing where they have a say in every single thing that happens, or like how much hatred, or you know, the kind of repercussion that they face for having a wrong call. So I'm super excited to check this one out. If you guys want me to watch any video that you guys are personally interested in, if you want me to check out a footballer or another sport or a team that you support and you think that you would want me to check it out, feel free to put it down in the comment section down below and with a link to the video, and I'll do a reaction and give you a shout out in the video. But other than that, I'm super excited to get into this thing. The most feared referee ever. Before we go in, actually right before, I want to give a shout out to Daily Dose of Football. This is their video. I'm gonna have the link to their video in the description down below, so if you guys want to watch the full thing without me interrupting, make sure you guys go ahead and go down there and watch the entire thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this thing. The most feared and legendary referee of all time, Pierluigi Collina. Let's go.
No easy task. To become a legend inside those four white lines is no easy task. Most had to fight for the ball because that's where the spotlight shines. Defenders had to perform thousands of clean tackles, keepers dozens of unimaginable saves, strikers had to provide a never-ending supply of goals.
Yeah.
But there was one man.
Damn! God damn! Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! God,
one of the most recognizable
Jesus
faces in the
Christ.
sport, without ever touching the ball.
Buddy's head is OD.
They were gonna find out how exactly one becomes the most feared,
different,
the most respected, and by far the most legendary referee in the world. Even
most
making
feared
the
referee
cover of Pro Evolution Soccer.
Damn.
One becomes Pierluigi Collina.
Pierluigi
Watching Collina go
Collina.
about his job was as impressive as watching any other superstars he shared the
Bro
pitch
looks
with.
hella focused at all
It
times.
wasn't just that he seemed to never get a decision wrong. With the sight of a falcon and cold-headed as they got, it was the way he handled the players. He was capable of telling off anyone, even a maniac like Oliver Kahn, bow down to him like a newborn puppy being reprimanded for munching down on your favorite pair of slippers. But in fact, over time he didn't even need to do any of that. So much was the respect for him that the players already knew not to mess around when he was watching.
Guys, I wonder, do referees have like a bad reputation, kind of like in other sports where, like, if they're known to make like bad plays, do like the fans hate on them, like if they make like bad calls and stuff like that? Or like, are there any referees that are like, what are like the worst referees? Like, I want to know the worst referees so I can react to some of their calls. I think that would be a cool video.
Roll with that deep blue stare aimed right at you. It's
also, guys, since this video is 14 minutes long, we're gonna go ahead and make this a two-part series. I forgot to say that in the intro. We're gonna make it a two-parter. I'm gonna watch the 7 minutes in this episode, and then the second episode is gonna have the second 7 minutes, so that we're not sitting here for 40 minutes watching.
not to feel intimidated. But don't get me wrong, Collina wasn't just a mindless tough guy of any sort. He was a diplomat. The players loved to chat around with him, and on the toughest of moments,
so he had the respect.
He was even capable of showing off his more tender side, helping out the players whenever they needed. He really was the best of both worlds. But how did he get there? As you might imagine, Collina wasn't actively looking for this job. Despite his passion for basketball, just like many other referees, he was trying to make it as a football player first. But Collina was realistic.
Wait, what?
He knew that the chances were slim, especially as he never found himself to be the most talented. At first, he just made sure to cover his bases, continually working hard in school, where he actually got taught by nuns. And then he even took a step back, quite literally actually. He began playing as a center back as he found he had the best chances of making it in that position since not many kids are willing to play there and it requires a different set of skills.
Okay.
But have you ever asked yourself what team a referee supports or if they're even allowed to?
That is true.
Well,
I've never thought about that.
Collina followed two teams. Whoever Walter Zenga played.
Guys, if there is a referee that has like a bias, or like they grew up supporting a team, like is there a way to prove that they're like being biased? Is that like, are you? Because the thing is, like, everybody's gonna have an inherent bias, like whether it's because of the city they grew up. Like, how do they know if somebody's like being a little bit, lenient to their home city, or do they have like rules that don't let them, like, oh, you can't referee a game in your home city, or you can't referee a team that you liked, or something like that? I don't know. Let me know. That's actually interesting.
Though at first he was a Bologna fan, as he grew up he fell in love with a team known as the Lazio Pistols, which demands a quick intermission. You see, this team was as scary as it gets. No wonder Collina loved them so much. Let me give you a quick summary. So, pretty much two main figures of the dressing room get into an argument and things get so bad that the team was divided into two factions, depending on which player they sided with. They grew apart so much they even had different locker rooms. The tensions began rising so fast that players began carrying pistols everywhere to protect themselves from the other players. They were pretty much like a gang. You heard that 100%.
What the world?
The crazy thing is that when it came to the actual matches, they blended seamlessly and displayed some great football, even going on to somehow
strapped up in the locker room.
First time in the history of the club. Despite the fact that back in the locker room, players were literally threatening each other's lives with broken glass bottles.
Oh, Lord.
This is easily one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. Comment down below if you think I should make a video on it. But yeah, back to Collina. Despite his known passion for Lazio, he has made sure to say in an interview that it never influenced his decisions, so much so that Lazio never won in the first 10 of their matches he officiated. At 17 years of age, things were not looking very promising when it came to his footballing career. And that's when an interesting offer arose. It was suggested to him that maybe he should take part in a refereeing course, and very quickly, everyone was surprised at his natural talents. Collina already displayed every bit of the charisma he has gotten us used to. Over the next few years, his life was a mess. Imagine the stress he must have gone through. Collina was 20 when he finally got to officiate his first few regional matches, but
so he went from a player to referee.
He was also completing his degree in economics and completing his mandatory military service, which further developed a sense of authority and discipline. After all, growing up with a mother who was a teacher, a dad who worked in the Ministry of Defense, and being taught by nuns in primary school wasn't enough, right? Among all of this, he rapidly got promoted
disciplined his whole life.
In third division. It was impressive how fast he was progressing in his career. Everyone admired him already, but then he had to go through one of the toughest moments in his life.
Got an iconic
As
haircut.
he was about to finish his service, Collina developed a form of alopecia, and after only 10 days, he had lost every bit of hair in his body. To make matters worse, this came about around the same time.
Not again! Oh my god. This is the second time that I make fun of somebody that has a disease. God. First it was Ronaldo. I called him Fat Naldo. Now it's Pierluigi. I was making fun of his bald head, and he got fucking alopecia, like Will Smith's wife. What the fuck, man? That's some bullshit, bro. I need to start. I need to shut up from now on because I'm tired of this shit.
Affect his confidence and that he
I'm going to hell.
Perform as he used to, but Collina is different. If it affected his self-esteem
I'm sorry,
Paulina.
If you watch this, please forgive me.
To the audience, especially looking back now, he seemed like a Dragon Ball character who had just reached his final form. Standing at 6'2", Collina was as imposing as most center-backs, but now bald, it seemed his deep blue eyes were more piercing than ever, and his new look also earned him his nickname Kojak, like the bald detective from the TV show of the same name, which, given his love for pistol-whipping footballers, I'm sure Collina appreciated. 4 years later, in 1995,
so he embraces
after having refereed only 43 top-flight matches in Italy, Collina was put on FIFA's referees list. Once again, the rapid pace at which he progressed through his career was frightening. It was like the Erling Haaland of referees. Even more impressively, he was immediately allocated to 5 matches in the 1966 Olympics, including the final between Nigeria and Argentina.
Oh my gosh.
An absolute classic of African football where Okosha and Kanu led their team as they went behind twice and still managed to win it on injury time. Following this, Collina
I
took
didn't know
part in the
Nigeria won a World
1998 World Cup, where, despite not getting to
That's the year I was born,
officiate the final,
1998.
he left a mark, sending off Clivert
Atlanta
in a heated
Olympics.
group stage match against Belgium.
Wow.
If that time he didn't get to be in the final, the next year it was a whole different story. After numerous great performances in the Champions League, and after being awarded the IFFHS Referee of the Year award in 1998, Collina was selected for the 1999 UCL final. Only 4
Bro,
years
he's
after
really
his
the
first
referee
call-up
GOAT.
in FIFA.
What's going on?
What was the secret of his success? Well, besides his demeanor, he was
Wait, I
also
think we might be
fluent
past-
in different
Oh.
languages, being able to communicate with any player with ease, which allowed them to more easily empathize with them. But above
All right, so that's 7 minutes, guys. This is a halfway point. We're gonna go ahead and end that first episode. That's 10 minutes. I know it's a 10-minute video, guys. If we do another one, it's gonna end up being like 22 minutes. That's a little bit too OD for one sitting. Okay, that's a little bit too OD. So we're gonna do a part 2 to this. We've been reacting to the GOAT referee, Pierluigi Collina. Okay, Collina. I guess he goes by Collina because he kept saying Collina. So far, this dude is goated. Other than me making fun of his disease with, I didn't know. But, that's not an excuse. Other than that, like, dude has been goated. He's rose to the top fast as shit. He knew he wasn't, gonna have what it takes as a player, but he made that pivot and made his career as a referee. And I'm excited to watch the rest of this. If you guys want to watch part 2, it's gonna be, you know what? It's gonna be right here, right here. Part 2. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. Unless it's the first day that I upload this. But if it's the second day, then it should be right here. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.